The world is once again bracing for the possibility of a major conflict in the Middle East. For weeks now, quiet whispers in diplomatic corridors have been growing louder, and now Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has publicly warned of what he describes as well-informed reports about potential new strikes against Iran. According to Lavrov, these threats are not merely rumors but are being discussed in practical terms, coordinated through a mix of military pressure and economic strategies. The suggestion is clear. A second war with Iran is not only possible but may already be on the drawing board. Unlike past moments of tension, this time the situation feels more volatile. The diplomatic path is stuck in a deadlock, with negotiations over sanctions and nuclear activity collapsing under the weight of deep mistrust. 6 out of 15 UN Security Council members have openly refused to back new sanctions, exposing divisions within the international community. The Iranian government, meanwhile, insists that attempts to reinstate sanctions are invalid, declaring that the Islamic Republic will not bow to external pressure. But here lies the danger. Every failure of diplomacy increases the likelihood of military confrontation. If a war does break out, it will not resemble the shadowy operations or limited clashes of the past. Analysts warn that the next conflict could be far more violent, far more destructive, and far less predictable. Iran has proven itself resilient time and again. Western policymakers have often underestimated the strength of the regime, only to discover that its networks of influence, its alliances, and its military capabilities extend far beyond what is visible on the surface. This resilience means that any strike against Iran could ignite a chain reaction across the Middle East, pulling in regional players and destabilizing fragile fronts from Lebanon to the Gulf. The warnings come as U.S. President Donald Trump prepares to host Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House, where Gaza and peace proposals may be on the official agenda. But Iran looms large in the background. For Netanyahu, maintaining pressure on Tehran is a central priority. And for Washington, balancing diplomacy with the reality of Israeli security concerns is a constant challenge. Russia's intervention in the debate signals another layer of global tension. Moscow has long sought to protect its interests in Iran and the region, and Lavrov's remarks during high-level United Nations sessions were clearly aimed at sending a message to Washington and Tel Aviv. Any escalation will not go unnoticed. The question the world must now ask is whether these warnings will prevent conflict, or whether they serve as a grim confirmation that preparations are already underway. The Middle East stands on the edge of another storm. A second war with Iran would not be a repeat of the past, but something potentially more dangerous, more chaotic, and more global in its consequences.